Ahoy there, mateys. Are you still feeling the festive joy? Are you stuffed full of enough buffet food that you could actually have a nice little food coma for the next couple of days? Some other third thing? Well, it's the BBC Quiz of the Year, part 17. Welcome back. We will finish it sooner or later. We've been quite fortunate, actually, that they've basically released a new one near enough every day or every other day since we started doing it. I don't know when the final part will come out, but let me get our and turn off the tab where I can hear myself in my ear on YouTube. Okay, then. Who will join us today? We will find out. We'll see if any viewers come along. Right, Quiz of the Year Part 3. Which dance moves made Ray Gun famous? Now, the previous two parts, it's been 13 questions each, and on both parts, I've got 7 out of 13 so far. So my current score is 14 out of 26, which is okay. Could be better, but it's over half, and that's what we wanted to see at the end of the day, is it not? Okay. I've also got a shout out to do in this video, but I'll see if the person it concerns actually appears in the chat or not before I do it, because we don't want to repeat ourselves. I guess it's time to start the quiz then. I'm sure the viewers will come along soon. This always happens. I get to like the end of the first question, then they start to pop in. Celine Dion gave her first live performance for 4 years in July at the finale of the opening ceremony of the Olympic Games in Paris. Standing upon the city's iconic Eiffel Tower, what song did the Canadian star sing? Standing upon the city's Eiffel Tower, what did Celine Dion sing? Oh no, it's a bunch of French words here. Chanson d'amour, le hymne amour, La Vie en Rose. Those were horrible. I apologize. I know amour means love in French, doesn't it? The love hymn, the love song, something about a rose, and something about loving whatever chanson is. What can it? I don't know. The love hymn. Is it the love hymn? It was the love hymn. Wow. Okay, total guess. Off to a good start. Oui, très bon. It was Edith Piaf's classic Le Hymne d'Amour. Oh, that's wonderful. I'm not reading all the rest of that. We got the first one right. Happy days. Happy days. Question number 2. In the US, Vice President Kamala Harris became the Democratic Party's nominee to face Donald Trump after President Joe Biden withdrew from the race for the White House. Yeah, but he was pushed. He didn't jump. He was pushed in the end, basically, or given the chance to jump at the very last possible moment before being shoved hard. Which of these prominent Democrats had not publicly called for Biden to drop out? Okay, George Clooney, Disney heiress Abigail Disney. I've never heard of Abigail Disney before. Former House Speaker Nancy Pelosi. Which of these prominent Democrats had not publicly called for Biden to drop out? Oh dear. I'm not sure. I'm completely thrown by Abigail Disney because I wasn't even aware that this person existed until this question. Nancy Pelosi. She's obviously quite a prominent figure within the Democrat Party. I feel like she's the sort of person that would have been putting a lot of effort in behind the scenes to try and get Biden to go. Would she have eventually taken the step to tell him to go in public? I'm going to say no. I'm going to say that she was behind the scenes trying to get him to go, but she didn't say it publicly. Hey, all right, 2 for 2. That's right. It was Nancy Pelosi. President Biden, 81 at the time, drops out of the race in July following months of public discussion of his age and mental agility. Initially resistant, he finally withdrew in July, saying it was in the interest of my party and the country, and endorsed Harris to run as his replacement. All right, then. 2 for 2, folks. We're doing good today. Sir Keir Starmer, Granny Harmer. No. Sir Keir Starmer became the UK's new Prime Minister after his Labour Party swept to power in a landslide election victory, ending 14 years of Conservative rule. Government, 14 years of Conservative government. That wasn't even like a little slip. Just for some reason, I said Conservative rule. What was Labour's majority in the House? Oh no! Oh no! What was Labour's majority in the House of Commons at the end of the votes? All right, it's not 147. I know it's not 147. Therefore, it's one of the ones in the 170s. I've got a feeling that maybe I think it wasn't quite as big as the new Labour landslide, but it was close, wasn't it? The one that they got in 97. So possibly, I think 174 is probably the size of their majority, and then 179 is going to be what New Labour got in 1997. That's what I'm going to say. So I'm going to go with 174. I'm on fire today. Look at that. Yes, it was 174, just short of Tony Blair's record-breaking 179 Labour majority in 99. See, look, they're asking me questions that are on my turf now. None of this American sports nonsense. Watch the next question be about like basketball or something. It was the worst Conservative result in terms of seats in history, with 121, while the Liberal Democrats took 72 seats, the best result for a third party since 1923. After their defeat, outgoing Prime Minister Rishi Sunak stepped down as Conservative leader, urging his party to rebuild and play an effective role in opposition. Okay, it's sport, but it's England sport, so slightly better chance. English football's quest for its men to end their 58 years of disappointment came up short as they were beaten by Spain in the Euro 2024 final in Berlin. Who was named player of the tournament? Evening, Mr. Lee Hallam. Hello there. I actually said at the start of the stream before you popped on, I had a little shout out to give, but I was going to wait until the person concerned if they popped up. So now that you're here, Lee, I will say congratulations and thank you for becoming one of the first official Captain Swiss nepotist channel members. I hope you enjoy your nice emojis you've got there in the chat. 58 years of hurt. Yeah. How long is that? How high is that number going to get in that lyric? But who was named player of the tournament? Was it Dani Olmo, Lamine Yamal, or Rodri? Oh, I don't know that. I watched enough of it to know that we didn't win. Yeah, I'm not a super avid football watcher, but when we do like a Euros or a World Cup, I will watch the matches that we're in for that. I don't know who was named player of the tournament though. I'm gonna have to make a guess. I'm gonna say Dani Olmo. Total guess. No, it was Rodri. Obviously. Oh no, they've sent it wide. It was actually Spanish midfielder Rodri. Wow. Lee Hallam says it's the first channel I've ever joined Swiss. Well, then I do feel honoured, Lee, to have inspired such loyalty over the years that you come and officially become part of my channel of all channels. No, genuinely. I know often what I say kind of sounds like it's veiled with sort of a twinge of sarcasm, but I do genuinely mean it. Thank you very much. Gareth Southgate's side were sunk by someone's winner. The end. All right, then we got that one wrong. Let's push on, shall we? The daughter of an African leader surprised the world when she came out as a lesbian in an I don't know this. In an Instagram post showing her kissing her girlfriend. Of which country is Brenda Bia's father the leader? Is it Burundi, Cameroon, or the Central African Republic? Any ideas, Mr. Lee Hallam? The daughter of an African leader surprised the world when she came out as a lesbian in an Instagram post showing her kissing her girlfriend. Of which country is Brenda Bia's father the leader? Will there be a cricket question? I might get that, says Lee. Well, we've only had one sport question so far, so you never know. You never know. I don't have a clue about this one. I really don't. So it's going to be a total guess again. I'm going to say Cameroon. Not feeling particularly strongly about that one, but I'm going to say Cameroon. Oh, my guesses are on fire today. The reason I said Cameroon is just because there was an ever so slight bit of me that felt that maybe I'd heard about Cameroon earlier in the year, not knowing what it was about or remembering any of that. But I always remember when I hear the word Cameroon, it makes me think of Cameron, as in David Cameron. and so maybe that stuck with me. So that could have been it. There we are. It's about time I got some good guesses because we had some very bad guesses the last few episodes. That's right. It's Cameroon. Paul Biya has been president since 1982. He must be popular in that Cameroon, mustn't he? And is one of Africa's longest-serving leaders. But the country's law banning same-sex relations predates his time in office. Mr. Biya told Le Parisien newspaper that she hoped her coming out could help to change the law, and there were many people in her situation. Okay, well, it's a sport one, Lee. We got a sport one. Sport. Before the Paris Olympics wrapped up in August, they saw the birth of an unlikely new global star. Australian athlete Ray Gunn went viral after her unorthodox dance moves scored 0 points in the inaugural Olympic women's breaking competition. Which of these moves was part of her routine? Was it the boomerang, the kangaroo hop, or the surfing bird? I know this one. I've seen footage of this, and I distinctly remember a kangaroo hop type move. So that's the one that we're going to go with here. Kangaroo hop. There we are. And most of the public knew that one, 73%. That's fresh. It was the kangaroo hop. Following her performance, Ray Gunn was widely mocked and even threatened on social media, prompting Australian leaders and fellow athletes to defend her. Ray Gunn announced her retirement from the sport in November, saying the experience had been too upsetting for her to continue. Okay, 7 out of 13. Wow, I'm having a good day today with this. Norwegian princess Lee Hallam also adds that it's not a sport. Norwegian princess Martha Louise and her American, well, not when you're dancing like that, it's not. Norwegian princess Martha Louise and her American partner, self-styled shaman Durek Verrett, sounds like a character in Star Trek, married in a lavish wedding. A longtime supporter of alternative treatments, which of the following claims has Princess Martha not made? She once died for several minutes. She taught people to talk to angels. She was clairvoyant. I thought she was Martha. All right, which of these claims has she not made? That she's clairvoyant, that she taught people to talk to angels, or that she once died for several minutes? Hard to say because I don't know. I could see the claim that you once died for several minutes being a thing, having some kind of medical emergency, and no doubt if that had happened to you, you wouldn't stop talking about that for the rest of your life. She taught people to talk to angels, or she was clairvoyant. I'm gonna go on the basis that her saying that she's clairvoyant might be the most obvious answer. So maybe they've tucked that in there to throw us. And actually, she says that she died for several minutes and she taught people to talk to angels. That's my logic. Lee says, I remember the story, but not this part of it. Well, I'm going to say that the one thing she didn't say is that she was clairvoyant. No, okay. The one thing she didn't say is that she died for several minutes. Sorry, Princess Martha did not claim she once died. That claim was made by her new husband, Mr. Verrett, who once told the New York Times he died for 4 minutes and 25 seconds before coming back with all the information from the other side. All the information from the other side. Fucking hell. The 2022 Norwegian Palace announced Martha Louise would relinquish her patronage role as the couple sought to distinguish between their activities and the Royal House of Norway. Well, all right then. Content creator Jules LeBron took TikTok by storm in the summer when she coined a phrase that quickly caught on. Lee Hallam says he's a quick learner. Yeah, he was a quick learner. What was LeBron's contribution to the English language? Okay, so this is a phrase that was made popular by a TikTok influencer. Was it boots and a slick back bun? Looking for a man in finance? Very demure, very mindful. Oh, no. I feel like we're going to struggle with this one, Lee. I don't do TikTok, and I've got a feeling you don't do TikTok either. Anyone else out there? Any of you young people on TikTok? Looking for a man in finance, very demure, very. I've got no clue. No clue. I'm going to say looking for a man in finance. No. Very demure, very mindful. Okay. You see how I do my makeup for work? Very demure, very mindful, LeBron told her millions of followers, propelling her to a level of fame and fortune that allowed her to quit her supermarket checkout job. Even NASA jumped on the trend. You see how Earth looks in space? It's very demure, very mindful. Earth looks very cutesy in the solar system, the space agency posted on X. That's from NASA, folks. Frank says, "Good evening, Swiss. Sorry for the delay. Was watching the darts. Have played along. Have played along up to your points and doing well so far. I'm glad to hear you're doing well so far. Mindful is very modern," says Lee Hallam. Okay, where are we up to? Question 9 out of 13. Mysterious street artist Banksy caused a stir in London and further afield as he unveiled a menagerie of 9 new artworks over 9 days. All featuring birds and beasts. Which kind of animal did not make an appearance in his collection? See, I remember that he did a bunch of animal art things over the course of multiple days. That much I remember. Which ones did not make an appearance in his collection? I feel like there was elephants or an elephant in there. Maybe. Lee Hallam says there was a goat, I think. All right, process of elimination then. Shall we say it was the lion? The lion is the one that did not make an appearance in the collection. I'm feeling fairly all right about that. That's all right then. It was the lion. Your suspicions were correct. You can take pride in that answer. It was a lion. A goat, elephants, monkeys, a wolf, pelicans, cats, piranhas, and a rhinoceros, and a partridge in a pear tree were followed by a group of animals escaping London Zoo. Each of the artworks drew crowds, although several were removed quickly, and the rhino was defaced. As is often the case with Banksy's work, the artist offered no explanation as to their meaning. Well, beats a banana stuck to a wall, I suppose. September saw the world of stage and screen bid a sad farewell to Dame Maggie Smith, who died aged 89. During a career lasting 7 decades, she was nominated for 6 Academy Awards. But which of these films did not get a nod from Oscar? Which of these films did not get a nod from the Oscars? Oh dear. I'm sorry to say that Maggie Smith, the films that she was in were just sort of before my time, really. I'm not familiar with her in much stuff beyond Professor McGonagall and Harry Potter. I'm ashamed to say, because it certainly sounds. I remember when she died. It certainly sounds like she's an actress with quite a bit of prestige. So it's quite sad that a lot of people my age just know her from Harry Potter. Which of these did not get a nod from Oscar? Okay, A Room with a View. I've heard of that film at least. Gosforth Park, I have not. Tea with Mussolini. I would have guessed that was a made-up film, but obviously not. There must all be real films that she's been in. Given that I've heard of Room with a View, I'm going to assume maybe that one did get a nod from Oscar because it's well known enough for me to have heard it. Lee Hallam says, I think Room with a View did. Well, there we are. In real time, we're figuring this one out. So it's either going to be Gosforth Park or Tea with Mussolini. I don't have a clue. I really don't. I'm going to say Tea with Mussolini. It was Tea with Mussolini. Okay. Yes, it was Tea with Mussolini, although that did earn Dame Maggie a BAFTA nomination. During her career, she won 2 Oscars for The Prime of Miss Jean Brodie in 1970 and California Suite in 1979. The actress also won dozens of other awards for her work across film, stage, and television. Tributes to Dame Maggie were led by The King, who described her as a national treasure, as well as many of her co-stars. Lee says, I'm glad you ignored. He says, I think it's Gosforth Park. I'm glad you ignored me. Well, luckily, I saw those messages appear like a few seconds after I'd already clicked it. So the time delay saved me on that one. All right, question 11. A baby pygmy hippopotamus captivated the world after she was born at a zoo in Thailand. Affectionately named Mu Deng, What does that name mean in English? Does it mean a big-bellied baby, a bouncy pig, or a hungry hippo? I'm going to say it's not a hungry hippo. I feel that's too obvious. That is not a hungry hippo. Either big-bellied baby or bouncy pig. I'm going to say bouncy pig. I'm going to say bouncy pig because naming the baby hippopotamus with a name, the big-bellied baby. I mean, I suppose because it's a pygmy, it's going to be smaller than usual, but it's not going to be a baby forever. It's weird when it'll be a fully adult pygmy hippopotamus called the big-bellied baby. I don't know. I'm going to say bouncy pig. That's going to be my guess. I don't know if I'm remembering this, maybe having read it once, months and months ago or not, but bouncy pig feels right to me. But before we answer, we have a comment here from yet another Side Chatter of the Year nominee, Mr. Sir Richmond Awesome in Bed MP. Swiss, I'm running to be the leader of the For the Rich party. Can I come on your YouTube channel to set out my stall? Absolutely, Sir Richmond Awesome in Bed, but you need to be prepared for some tough questions. I've had a look at your platform, and what I want to know is why you're not looking out for the top 3% rather than the top 2%. You could be expanding your voter base by a whole 50% potentially. Actually, no, that's not right, is it? No, not every percentage of wealth is proportional to all the other percentages of wealth. Never mind, ignore me. Lee Hallam says it's not a pig, though. Well, I know it's not a pig, Lee. You are correct. But for some reason, that is just what feels right to me. Moo-deng. Moo-deng, I'm going to assume moo means one word and deng means another word. Well, oh, God. Well, this is language 101, isn't it? What I mean is, in terms of being a direct translation, I'm going to guess that big-bellied baby would require a longer name than moo-deng. And I think hungry hippo is too obvious. So bouncy pig. It was bouncy pig. There we are. Well done. Moo-deng roughly translates to as bouncy pig. Visitor numbers to the zoo outside Bangkok doubled following her birth in July, which in turn caught the attention of social media and broadcasters around the world. Pygmy hippos, otherwise known as dwarf hippos, are native to West Africa, but experts believe there are fewer than 3,000 left in the wild, or those that they're able to spot. 2 to 3% are too poor for me to care about, says Richmond Awesome in Bed. Lee Hallam says, language is a funny thing. Okay, we're nearly at the end, guys. It's nearly time for us to say our goodbyes for today yet again. Okay, an 88-year-old man who had been the world's longest-serving death row inmate was acquitted by a Japanese court. For how long was Iwao Hakamata convicted for killing 4 people? 46 years, 51 years, 56 years. Richmond Awesome in Bed thinks it was 51. I'm definitely gonna say one of the 50s. We'll knock 46 off of there because I remember hearing about the story at the time, and I remember being astounded at just how long he'd been locked up for. I think that he was locked up sometime in the 60s. That kind of rings a bell. So let me think of. We're in 2024 now. You've got to take away 64 years to get to 1960. 56 could do the trick. That could place you in the 60s. All right, I'm gonna go with 56. That's gonna be my guess. Hey, 56. There we are. All right then. That's right. It was 56. Mr. Hakamata had been found guilty of killing his boss, the man's wife, and their 2 teenage children in 1968. The fight to free him was led by his sister Hideo Hakamata. In 2014, Mr. Hakamata was granted a retrial amid suspicions that investigators may have planted evidence that led to his conviction. He was finally declared innocent in September. Yeah, I saw this at the time, and you are blown away by the idea that someone being incarcerated for that amount of time for a crime that they didn't commit. And I think he was visited by, I want to say either like the head of police or the head of prosecutions or someone in an official kind of role in Japan. And they came and sort of formally apologized to him and did their sort of very respectful bowing, conciliatory bowing that they do in Japan. So I saw that little video clip there. But man, I mean, 88. I hope you'd get some kind of compensation. I don't know what you're going to be able to do with it at that age, but nonetheless, Oh no, right. And our final question. A Spanish craze encouraging single people to seek partners in supermarkets by using a fruit-based code. Oh God. By using a fruit-based code caused chaotic scenes and even led to the police being called to restore order. What fruits were shoppers told to display to signal they were looking for love? I mean, you don't even need to explain how all this could go wrong, do you? Was it cherries, pineapples, or pomegranates? I don't know. I want to say either cherry. I'm thinking. I don't know. I don't know is the original answer. That's my first answer. I don't know. My second answer is maybe cherries. Dr. Richmond, also in bed, says cherries. Lee Hallam despairs for the world. Cherries. No, it was pineapples. Well, pineapples is the one that I was not going to guess, so I wasn't going to get that one either way. Not lose your cherry. That was my thinking as well. That there's the phrase "lose your cherry," losing one's virginity or something. Maybe that might have something to do with the idea of finding love and attraction, and but apparently not. Not loving it. The signal was actually a pineapple placed upside down in the oh yeah, the old upside down pineapple makes the girls wink. That one. Shoppers were advised to push their trolleys complete with fruit into the wine aisle of a supermarket chain from 7 to 8 p.m. in the hope of finding someone they liked. It's officer, please. This man has been harassing me. What do you mean I had an upside down pineapple in my shopping trolley in the wine aisle? That doesn't mean I want to be spoken to. Okay. Well, we're done. We're done with that one. We're okay. 9 out of 13. That's the best one we've done yet so far. That gives us a nice little cushion going into the final round. So I can afford to get a few more answers wrong and potentially still come away with over half of them right. You are making me laugh too, Swiss, says Frank. Well, that's what we aim to do here. We all want to have a little bit of fun, don't we? So Richmond Awesome in bed, allegedly, got 13 out of 13 again. Well, all I can say, Lee Hallam, Richmond Awesome in bed, and Frank, it has been a pleasure to spend a little bit of time with such fine characters, all nominated and in the finals for the Annabelle Clark Side Chatter of the Year Milky. Voting closes in 3.5 hours, dear viewers. Okay, I will see you guys for the final part, whenever that may be. And of course, you have the Milkies to look forward to. And at some point, I'll be torturing myself with some very spicy food. So lots to enjoy in the coming week, folks. Thank you very much. Have a nice evening. Catch you all later on. Ta-ta.